Hello, welcome back to my YouTube channel, Transparent Conversation, Elevated Exchanges, my YouTube channel and my Substack now. I want to welcome you here, and once again, like I said, I posted a essay on 2 days ago I'm going to introduce myself in 1 second because I'm out of order already. I posted my essay on the evidence. Where's the evidence of election fraud? That's the question I don't hear the reporters who they keep asking him about, or he keeps saying that there's election fraud and he wants to nationalize elections as long as they're honest and not corrupt. But he doesn't ever say where the evidence is of this fraud. Nobody's going to jail. Only people that have gone to jail for election fraud has been Republicans, and then the ones that tried to steal the 2020 election. So where is the evidence? That's basically what I'm saying. How you doing? I'm Calvin, or CPJR if you know me, or CPJR 300 if you feel me. Like I said, this is my YouTube channel, Transparent Conversation, Elevated Exchanges. This used to be a podcast when I talked about my life, and I used to talk a lot about polyamory, ethical non-monogamy, spiritual things, and how that related to politics, life, and things like that. But since the election last year, I pivoted to politics, and I just want to frame the politics in a way that makes sense to me, like things that we need to be paying attention to, things that we should be getting ready for, because basically they don't want to. I don't think they can't leave office. So basically they can't leave office, and they can't seem to lay out a plan to make everyone's life better, because they do not care about everyone's life. They only care about their lives and making things work for them. And I'm gonna play a series of videos tonight, because I really want to delve into it, because what they've been saying about the midterms is alarming, right? It is a bit scary at times and a bit strange, and it looks like he could cancel the elections. He can put ice around cause riots and put ice in the states, in the blue states, in order to curb their to reduce their turnout, which would be voter suppression. And it looks like he may try to do something, but legally, anything he tries to do will be illegal. So I just want to go into talk about kind of where we are when I start this thing, and we're still in bad shape. So the people I have on the screen up here, there, these are the people that we know have died. There's more people that have died either by being murdered by a ICE thug or CPB thug out in the streets for just existing in their town, or in Minneapolis, right? I'm not sure where Geraldo was. I think his name is Geraldo. Yeah, I got his name. It's in the show notes. But anyway, so these people have been shot: Keith Porter, Renee, Alex, and Geraldo Lunas, I think it is. And also there was a gentleman that they just announced who died. There was a gentleman last week. His skull was crushed. They say that he just ran to the wall and crushed his skull, and they say that's impossible for someone to do on their own. So there was someone that died, and this is really strange, because last night I was watching a podcast with Molly Jung Fast, I think with Alex from the Bulwark, and they were talking about the conditions in the detention centers, and they're all private, and they're basically for-profit centers to make money off of of this big mass deportation plan. This is the money grab part, and I think that she was it was either Alex or she was saying that they haven't bought any medication for these people. They're detaining thousands of people, right? And they're feeding them bad food. Conditions in there are terrible. They finally, well, we don't know. We know they got court orders to let Congress back into the detention centers. But if they don't have any medicine, people are going to die. People are dying. So some young man, no, not a young man, I'm sorry, some guy who's been in the country for a very long time. He's documented. He has no criminal record. He's married to an American citizen. He has a business. He was going to his regular court date, checking like he's supposed to, doing everything he's supposed to do, documented immigrant. And then they grabbed him, detained him. He's a diabetic, right? No medication. And he was getting bad, and he passed. So they killed him. He's another man that murdered, and I will have him up next week. I don't know. I don't understand you know what? I'm telling you this, right? The MAGA stands for nothing, and I'm gonna play this first clip, and then we're gonna get started. But MAGA stands for nothing. They don't care. All of a sudden, they wanted. Remember, they wanted the Epstein files. We're finally getting substantial bits of the Epstein files with redactions of all of the perpetrators' names, and they sent it out. They left the victims' names unredacted, but they redacted the perpetrators' names. They're also saying that they're not going to go after anyone who committed rape, murder, or pedophilia. They're not going to. I don't think it's pedophilia because that's a disease. But anyway, anybody who had sex with a minor. And a very minor, like 10, 11, 12. It's totally disgusting. I'm just getting the report. I don't want to read through the files. Every time I read it, I'm disgusted. There's even pictures maybe of dead bodies. It's just a lot. And your man's name's all through it. So now MAGA doesn't care about that anymore. MAGA doesn't care. They don't care that man is attached to a sex trafficking ring with minors. They no longer care about that. So MAGA stands for nothing. MAGA right now at this point, and I'm going to play this first video, but MAGA right now at this point is just a tool to be used by this administration to agree with them. And I'm not even sure how many of them agree with them, because what I'm seeing online now is totally different. They are now denying that he's in the file. That he wasn't. Now they're actually saying that he didn't do anything. So I'm thinking it's a coordinated effort. I think there's some foreign actors. I got another video. I gotta find this guy. I know he's gonna shed some light on it. But I do believe they're concentrating on just spreading their junk through the internet and trying to discourage people, and then act like we're not the crazy ones, right? We're not the crazy ones, right? We know that you should not be having sex with minors. We know that you shouldn't be partying with anyone that has any ties with anyone that has sex with minors or sex rings or wild parties. But now we have someone who came out of MAGA and is actually saying what MAGA really is. So I'm going to roll this first video. It's Marjorie Taylor Greene. I'm shocked.
I think people are realizing it was all a lie. It was a big lie for the people. What MAGA is really serving in this administration, who they're serving is their big donors.
Right. And MAGA is serving the big donors. They're just a tool. They don't really believe in anything.
Those are the people that get the special favors. They get the government contracts. They get the pardons, or somebody they love, or one of their friends gets a pardon. And it's the foreign countries that are running the show here.
It's wide open. He's getting money given directly to him to get for policy and to buy things that foreign government shouldn't be able to buy, like the GPU processors for smart AI. For AI, the AI chips from NVIDIA. So that's happening right now, right? Like she is somebody. She was MAGA, and she's come out and said MAGA is a lie. He's not making America great again. I don't know. I'm trying to say I don't know. These people who seem to be all about MAGA or seem to be in support of this administration they're saying really strange things. Like one thing you'll see a lot of thing about, like Maryland. I live in Maryland. In the DMV, very close to DC. One thing they said, they say a lot is, why don't you want to get rapists and murders out of the country? Why don't you want this? There was no rape and murder by immigrants. That didn't happen. You see what I'm saying? That didn't happen. So who's saying this? There's not normal people saying that. And they'll bring up Lincoln Riley or the one person or that was a tragedy. But I'm sure there's people been murdered by we can name people, Scott Peterson, that whole thing, Casey Peterson, that whole case. That was a white man who killed I don't know if the man or the woman. Anyway, that was a white man and a white daughter. You know what I'm saying? So we want to give it to all the fathers now. So this is not making any sense. What they're saying, and they're saying like, if we, because Maryland has broken all ties with ICE, as they should, if you would just turn over the immigrants, we could just get rid of them. Like, what are we supposed to do? Like, as the police of a city who is enforcing the laws of the state or city, should they just stop doing everything they're doing and just look for immigrants? But they're documented immigrants. The whole thing is just, it's hyperbolic. It doesn't even make any sense what they're trying to say and trying to get us to believe. So my whole thing is like, where's the evidence at this point? You got to give me some evidence, because what you're saying doesn't make any sense. That's where we're at right now. And this whole thing about the attack right now is on the midterms, right? Because we already know that if they lose the midterm, lose the House, lose the Senate, or just lose the House, it's going to be oversight. There's going to be an impeachment, probably multiple impeachments. At this point, I'm thinking treason, because there's also in the Epstein file, there's some things going on with Russia. Israel, there's just so much going on, and the elites of this world and of this country, we're into some very, very horrible stuff with children, and all of a sudden that's not the big deal, and that should be number one on your mind. I think now like I'm gonna call them the whites. The whites are waking. I call them the whites online. The whites are waking up. They seeing that y'all, you know what I'm saying? Y'all like us now. You know what I'm saying? Y'all not on the in crowd. If you want to be on the in crowd, you can go. You could actually switch over sides if you want to. But I think it's like you already see what's gonna happen. This country is losing. The dollar is falling. The stock market is falling. The jobs are disappearing. They want to say it's AI. I think it's a correction. And everyone's like, it's a state of unease because of the violence. We know they will use violence. So this is what he's saying now about the elections. I'm gonna roll the video. Roll the video. This is what they're trying to sell us right now. He's trying to convince the country that, and I'm gonna ask my question when it's done. So I'm gonna play the video of this is Trump telling us what he wants to do about the midterm elections. The midterm elections is the midterm elections. It's the states. It's for the Congress. He's not on the ballot. So, but he knows that he is on the ballot.
I've been specifically told, stop that black guy. These type of things need to be exposed.
I'm going to stop this 1 second.
Racism is
okay,
a huge
that's the raw video. I said,
problem.
Sorry. I wanted to stick with immigration for one more second. And this video is actually from 2021. This is two whistleblowers talking about the culture of CPB. And we all know that Alex Peretti was killed by two CPB officers. It's according to this guy, and Bovino's been switched out. They brought in a new guy who'd be taking Bovino's place, taking the head of CPB. I guess the operations, they're like the stormtroopers, right? HSI or ICE is like they come in and cause damage, but when you really want to do damage, you call it a CPB, right? It's the secret police. It's the play. It looks just like the secret police, just like what happened in Germany. And I'm gonna say this again: if you don't want to be called a Nazi, stop acting like a Nazi. All right, so this is about the corruption. These are two whistleblowers, two brothers that were working for CPB, and they had to they resigned and for the racism, and they're suing Customs Border Patrol for just their racism, and yeah.
I've been specifically told, stop that black guy. These type of things need to be exposed.
Racism is a huge problem among U.S. border officials and agencies. That's according to 2 whistleblowers within Customs and Border Protection, which, along with ICE, is part of the U.S. Department of Homeland Security. I talked to them in 2021 about a lawsuit they filed against the agency regarding their experience working at the U.S.-Canada border.
The specific thing that we're raising in this lawsuit is the extra scrutiny that's being given to brown people, African Americans.
And you participated in that. How did that make you feel?
It's demoralizing anytime that, you're asked to do something that you don't believe in.
Johnny told me in one particularly traumatizing incident, he was ordered to stop a black family driving back into the U.S. Amid the tension, Johnny ended up pointing his gun at the driver, whose children were in the back seat crying. No one was ultimately arrested.
As a father, you don't want to put your children through something like that. After that happened, I questioned why the family was pulled over, and I was refused an answer. We were told that it was a good look.
Johnny told me that after he complained to his supervisors at Customs and Border Protection, he was placed on desk duty. So you feel like you were retaliated against?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Jermaine Broderick also sued the agency. As a CBP officer, how often did you see this type of racial profiling against non-white travelers occur here?
Frequently. Very frequently. It happens too often.
I can't imagine it's an easy decision to become a whistleblower and file a lawsuit against your employer, the federal government.
It was not hard. It was actually the right thing to do, and that's the reason why I did it.
Jermaine and Johnny's case was ultimately settled in 2023.
So they got a payment. So yeah, we have to definitely encourage more people to come out, because the cases of racism, this immigration, it's not about immigration anymore. It's about control. It's the show. It's the money grab. It's the show. Like I said before, immigration has been. They've been talking about immigration since I was a kid and Ronald Reagan was in office. Jimmy Carter was in office. But then they were talking about, as we heard in the video I played about Ronald Reagan, they were talking about immigration was good for the country. And then they were talking about a pathway to citizenship for the people who have been here, like the gentleman that has passed being locked up after he's been here for 30 years, starting a business and being married, doing all the right things, doing all the things that were correct, and now he's dead because they didn't want to give him any insulin, which is like crazy to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy to think that we don't really know. I mean, like, we heard that, we know they haven't been buying medicine. You know, that came through. Things are coming out, and it's horrific. It's horrific that they're doing this, and they're doing this with our money. You know what I mean? This is our money they're doing this with. And they won't stop, you know? So we have to really get ready for the midterms, which they know what's going to happen in the midterms. And so that's why they're already trying to say it's going to be fraud. They've already tried to grab the ballots from 2020. They went to Fulton, Georgia, you know this, and pulled the ballots from that election. All the ballots were already counted. I don't know it's 2020. You know what I'm saying? It's always about the elections that he lost. Like, he doesn't believe he can lose. I don't know how you can have approval ratings that are down below 30% across the board, and nobody's cheering you. He's already stated, it's already been leaked that he didn't want to go he wants to go to the Super Bowl, but he doesn't want to go because he was booed. At the UFC, they were chanting, fuck ICE, fuck Donald Trump. So it's already there. It's already happening to the point that it's just like, it's to the point where people are upset. There's no coming back from this. He doesn't understand that people can only take so much and you can only lie so much. You cannot keep saying that the elections are stolen and the places, all the blue cities are corrupt and all this stuff with no evidence. Can you take a moment, if you're watching this far, could you take a moment to either like and subscribe to my channel, please, to help me get this message out to more people, and so we can broaden this conversation out. I really appreciate it. All right, so I'm gonna go to play another video. Now we're gonna talk about the elections. This is what This is how it's been framed. He went on a video with Bonvino because he left the FBI. I think it was assistant deputy or something like that. He's the second in command under Cash Patel. He left because he'd rather be doing the podcast. So he was on this podcast. He was saying like he need to nationalize he said it was a mistake that he didn't seize the ballot boxes in 2020, like that was be legal. I don't know. He's going to try that. And we can only hope that the Supreme Court is with us, but I don't. These things have to be with a chain of custody. When he went and took the ballots from Georgia for the 2020 election from Fulton County in Georgia, that's it. Those are no longer valid. I mean, they can't be trusted. Whatever they come back with, I will be like, okay, that's what you said, but you can't prove it because you took them away from here. We don't know what you did to the ballots when they left here and you put them on a truck and drove them away. We have no proof of what you did, so I'm just going to accept you. We know you lie. You lie every day. All right. We're going to play this third video. I think this is the right one. This is going to be Trump talking about his the plan for the elections. Then we'll talk about what he's actually talking about.
What exactly did you mean when you said that you should nationalize elections, and which 15 states are you talking about?
I want to see elections be honest, and if a state can't run an election, I think the people behind me should do something about it. Because, if you think about it, a state is an agent for the federal government in elections.
No, it's not an agent.
I don't know why the federal government doesn't do them anyway. But when you see some of these states about how horribly they run their elections, what a disgrace it is, I think the federal government, when you see crooked elections, and we had plenty of them, and by the way, we had them last time, but go to 2020 and look at the facts that are coming out. Rigged, crooked elections. If we have areas, take a look at Detroit, take a look at Pennsylvania, take a look at Philadelphia. You go take a look at Atlanta.
All black states, all states with heavy black populations.
Corruption on elections, and the federal government should not allow that. The federal government should get involved. These are agents of the federal government to count the votes. If they can't count the votes legally and honestly, then somebody else should take over.
But the Constitution says it should be states that administer elections, Mr. President. That's what the Constitution
You know what?
says.
They can administer the election, but they have to do it honestly.
All right, so you heard that, right? They can administer the election. They can administer the elections. So let's go through that line by line, right? They can administer elections, but they have to do it honestly. They're corrupt. Look what happened in Philadelphia, Atlanta. There's no proof. What happened? There's no proof. There was 60 cases of the 2020 election. They tried to overturn the election. They tried to bring 60 cases saying that something was done correctly. They lost every case. There's been no proof of election corruption in any state. So therefore, that's the thing, right? When he sits there and says that, he could say that. He sits there and says tariffs are paid for by the importer. Like tariffs are the foreign governments are giving us money to send us their goods, but we all know it's a tax. So he doesn't. He may. I don't know if he actually knows or believes anything, because we're not the states are not agents of the federal government. States are. That's where he's gonna mess up at, right? Because we have sovereignty. States have sovereignty. We are part of the United States, and the federal government ties everything together. So no, we're not agents of the federal government. The federal government does not have any. This is according to the Constitution now. The federal government doesn't have anything to do with the elections. He cannot nationalize the elections. He cannot take over the elections. The federal government cannot do anything to the elections. Now, he could try, but then once he tries, it's over for him, right? And I'm going to read to you this one. It's explicitly in the Constitution. It's in section 1. I forget. I didn't write what section it is from. You can look it up. It's easy to Google. But this is what it says: the time, places, and manner of holding elections for senators and representatives shall be prescribed in each state by the legislature thereof, but the Congress may at any time, by law, make or alter such regulations, except as the places of choosing senators, The Congress shall assemble at least once in every year, and such meeting shall be on the first Monday of December. That's when they see them, unless they shall by law appoint a different day. By law, right? So the states run the elections, and then the legislature, the Congress, Senate, and the House of the House of Representatives. That's who has oversight on the elections. That's it. So in that, now they have a law that they want to get through, and the law is called the Save Act, I think it is, because they say that there's so much corruption without any proof. I always say without any proof. There is no proof. There's never been any proof of widespread cheating. There has never been any proof that immigrants are voting, non-citizens are voting in the federal elections. Now the Save Act, is saying that we have to prove your citizenship, right? Like most people get their register to vote through motor voter, so you get and. The proof of citizenship can't be with the real ID, because we have to have real ID, which is verified that you use it on a plane. So when you register to vote, when you get your license, the motor voter laws, meaning you could also register to vote at the same time. So that really takes care of that. So what he's saying doesn't really make any sense, other than what he's saying, that what he's trying to say is, even with his bad policies, even with the economy tanking, even with people upset about this mass deportation thing, even people being upset about people being killed by ICE, even people being upset about the dollar coming down and bottoming out, and the job rate, people are being laid off left and right, and we have a shaky economic outlook. Even with all that, he still should win the election. That's what he's saying. He's not going to change anything. He doesn't recognize, or won't recognize, that his policies, whatever he's trying to do, aren't working. He did not live up to his promise. The one promise that they're trying to say he's keeping is he stop the border, close the border. People aren't coming across the border right now. Why would they? It's a mess. There's no jobs here. What are they going to come across the border for? And we'll see what's going to happen. The construction industry's bottoming out. So it's like this. It's just a farce. This whole thing with the Save Act, and this is nothing. It's already done. So if he's going to say that, the only way he could change what's happening to the election, not him, but the only way the elections can be changed, or how we conduct our elections, is through law, right? Because that's what it said, through law. And this is the law, but the law doesn't really need to be passed, because it's already, you know what I'm saying? Citizens are the only ones that vote in the elections. That's it. I don't know what else he's trying to do. Well, I do know what he's trying to do. He's trying to say that he's trying to scare everyone to either vote or not vote. In Maryland, we have early voting, and we have vote by mail. I vote by mail. I'm going to vote by mail. That's it. I really encourage everyone, if you have the opportunity, to vote early or vote by mail. He's trying to change that too. He's saying that you shouldn't vote by mail. He's saying that everyone should vote on the same day, although there's not enough polling places in most places. And then in the states that the states are supposedly not the crooked places, they're moving all the having less polling places, so it's more of a lines. It's more lines. So and he's also saying that by midnight, that's it. If you have like people overseas, they have to wait for their ballots to come in, from overseas and things like that. Those shouldn't be counted. So I don't know why I breathe like that. Excuse me. So, the fix is in. So that's what I'm saying. So this bill is probably not going to be passed, right? So this bill isn't even needed, right? So we have to really pay attention and pay attention to what's happening, because MAGA doesn't care. MAGA is the whole thing. The whole thing, when you talk to someone online about this whole immigration thing, is they'll just say, "Why don't you want to get murderers and and murderers and criminals out of the country. And I'm like, bro, these aren't murderers and criminals. And I don't even say that because this is a false argument. It's a I guess a straw man. It's just like dumb. What murderers and criminals? The guy who we just talked about who died in detention wasn't a murderer or a criminal. He was a documented immigrant with a family, with a business, and now he's dead. He shouldn't have been there, right? And then, but MAGA will try to hear that and say, so it's like, I'm not going to even argue with these people anymore. Like, where's the evidence? That's all we need to say. Where's your evidence of evidence? And if they try to pass this law, that's the message that, Congress should stick with, the senators and the House of Representatives. Where's the evidence of all this voter cheating that's going to happen? So, and I don't know. I think I've also heard that he might try to deploy the stormtroopers, the CBP, out during the elections and to scare people. And this is his buddy. This guy should be in jail. I'm not sure why he's even part of the conversation, but I know he's a podcaster, so he wants to stir up clicks and get money from views. So this is Steve Bannon. And this is what he's trying to tell people. Now, he's saying some crazy off-the-wall stuff. He has no power. He has no influence. He's not in the White House. So he's just bloviating. And, again, trying to scare people to not vote. And I'm going to tell you what. You cannot be scared not to vote, right? It's power to the people. This is it. It's time to do what you have to do, right? To save this democracy. In World War II, our forefathers, our great-great-grandparents got on those boats to fight fascists, real fascists, Hitler, when he was trying to take over the world and lying about whatever during his time, during the Holocaust, and he wanted to take over the world, and he had the Aryan race. This is the same exact fight in our country right now today. And if they could get on those boats, they can get on those planes and hide the bombers, the B-52, not the B-52, B-17s, I think of her, the B-17s, and then fly over Europe dropping bombs. Normally they knew they would get shot down. The guys that got in those boats to get on that beach, normally they knew they knew some of them were going to die. A lot of them died, but they had to do it because this is it. This is it, right? If we're gonna go, the best, for me, right? I've had horrible challenges in my life, very hard challenges, and there just come a time where you have to put your head down and go, because the only way to get to the other side is to go through it, and the only way to get through this is not be scared and go through it. Let me play this clip from your boy Steve Bannon. He's a clown, man. To me, he's a clown because he sounds stupid.
You're damn right. We're gonna have ICE surround the polls come November. We're not gonna sit here and allow you to steal the country again. And you can whine and cry and throw your toys out of the pram all you want, but we will never again allow an election to be stolen.
Okay, so do you feel scared? Do you feel worried? Because he's not even in the White House. Like, allow it to be stolen again, right? There's been no election stolen, right? So he's just talking. If ICE that's to be, so their whole game is voter suppression, right? The entire game is voter suppression, and trying to scare people. So, like I said, if your state allows, I'm gonna keep saying this. If your state allows early voting or what's the other one? Oh, mail-in ballots. Just do that. Just do that early, so you don't have to worry about it. And that's it, man. There's no evidence. Like I said, they can't. Like I say, the War Insurrection Act, that ain't work. Because we ain't going for it. We ain't the ones. They definitely wanted to use black people to try to cause riots, to shoot and kill us. But we said no, we ain't with that. We ain't with that. So that's not part of what's gonna happen. So I encourage you, if you feel the need to talk to bots online and in the comments on social media, just say power to the people, man. Just let it go. Stay woke. Because everybody's waking up. White people are waking up. They see what's happening. MAGA sees what's happening. They know what's happening isn't right. They know that what's happening to this country isn't right. They don't feel it anymore. They're not feeling it. No one's having any fun. But I guess the rich are getting richer. The middle class is disappearing. Jobs are leaving. It's not. This is it. You know what I'm saying? This is it. Either we stand up now and get our country back, or just go ahead and let it go, right? And just live in poverty, because they're gonna take everything. There's so much going on. I encourage anyone not to don't just look at mainstream media. There's other outlets. Look at those and to see what's really going on. There's a lot of things going on that I'm learning. I'm gonna try to do I want to do an episode, I think, just on the media that I watch on YouTube. Different media, like the Bulwark, Crooked Media. There's this guy called Mr. Global. I like him a lot. He has a lot of common sense and a lot of things I didn't know. Because about the data centers, and electric bills are going up. This is in Texas, that they're really upset about the amount of data centers they're getting down there, and the fact that they built the data centers before building out the electric plants, or however they're going to generate the power, then increase the power generation of the area to offset the bills. So basically, when a data center opens up in your area and they didn't build any new power plants, you're getting a tax. You're now paying more for AI. AI is unsustainable. I do not like it. I can't say I do not like it. I do not like the way it's being implemented, right? I don't think everyone needs a chatbot. I don't think those are healthy. The way some people use chatbots is really weird to me. They'll just come on and say, I asked ChatGPT this question. You could have Googled that question. You didn't need to ask ChatGPT that question. I've been using I guess I've been using Google the wrong way, because I've been asking questions forever. I'm talking to a chat and I would get the information and I read through the links and I find my information I need. I don't need it presented to me in a chat bot. I don't need the whole GPU to come up with a thing. But I understand the whole automation deal. There's some cool stuff. And I use it to proofread. That's it. I don't have anything that I generate, anything you see that I generate or essay that I write on Substack, I did that myself. I don't use AI to write for me or do any type of editing for me. Do I use editing? I do. No, I do most of my editing myself. I think when I upload to Substack, it'll create some clips. I stopped using Opus clips because I don't need it, because Substack creates clips. So that's AI right there. That's automation to me. But they, the whole thing is just really. It's really we're balancing, or we're teetering on the edge of, I don't know, man. This could be all gone tomorrow. To be honest with you, it's not good. It's definitely not good. The markers are not good. The country is in bad shape. The nuclear treaty is about to lapse between the United States and Russia, right? The treaty's about to lapse. Back on the arms race. There's nothing good out of this administration other than they're stealing all our money and being corrupt. They closed the Kennedy Center. This is why I'm from DMV, right? I've been in the Kennedy Center before for something. I don't forget what it was. Probably something for school or something like that. But it's just a place you go past and it's all lit up. It's nice. But now it's not even there anymore. I would walk past the Kennedy Center. I used to work up on 7th Street, and I would walk with a friend. We walk every day, and we walk past the Watergate building, that building where Nixon broke into, another Republican doing crime. And I would walk past that building, and I would walk past the Kennedy Center every day. It's just part of being in D.C., and now that building's closed because he wanted to illegally change the name and add his name to a memorial. It's all about him. He's a narcissistic person, and he has to be gotten out of office. And we cannot be scared, right? We have to really think about that movie came out this year with Tina Taylor and Leonardo DiCaprio, one battle after another. This is basically what we have to do. Every day, I know you do it too. I wake up I look at my phone. I try to see if anything crazy happened, and then I just click on the video and start watching videos and see what's up, like what happened now. And this whole, like I said, MAGA, they're nothing. Whatever, they're a tool now. They're a tool. A lot of people are waking up. A lot of people are waking up to their local representatives or local state senators and stuff like that. State senators, governors, and they're saying that they're not doing anything. They're just I saw a video. I should have probably played it, but anyway, this state senator was in for a town hall meeting. It was the librarians, and they're asking for. You're giving us numbers. Can you give us reference? Can you tell us where you got these numbers from? Like, why are you these percentages and numbers and stuff like that? And the state senator was like, I thought I was just coming here to talk. She packed her stuff up and left because they're holding her accountable, and that's what they didn't do. They used to be able to just say anything. Everything they say at a press conference, the Carolyn chick and the Carolyn the parrot, and at a press conference, and anything he said, they just throw out numbers. Those numbers don't come from anywhere. The number of people that have been deported, locked up, they don't have real numbers. They don't care because they don't look them up themselves. You know what I'm saying? So they tell you anything. They don't respect us. That's the first thing. They think we're stupid. Obviously, we're not rich. We're not billionaires, so they think we're stupid. So they don't give out real numbers, and MAGA's not going to check numbers. MAGA's just worried about getting the killer. You probably living with the killer, MAGA. So I'm gonna wrap it up right there, man. Just my thing is like, where's the evidence at this point? Because they don't have any. There's no evidence of voter fraud. There's no evidence that non-citizens are voting in federal elections. There's just no evidence of it. So, according to the Constitution, they cannot stop the elections. They cannot nationalize the elections. They can't do anything. And if they try to do anything at this point, it will be violent. Because that's the only way they can stop people from voting at this point is violence with the guns. And we already know they're not afraid to use their guns. But we cannot be afraid. And because we can't be. Our heritage, like they say, the Heritage Foundation, our real heritage. You know what I'm saying? We came from a revolution, a civil war, always moving in a direction to make this country better. The World War II. We fought the fascists one time. The real one's Hitler. This little guy, he's not Hitler. He's not Hitler. He's not. I don't even know what that's about. So it's like we can't. Be afraid. We can't freak out. People be saying like, we're not gonna have the elections. I'm like, I don't. Legally, he can't do anything. Like, if they pull out guns, then that's gonna be different. But until that happens, we're not gonna worry about it, right? We're gonna be all right, man. Power to the people. One battle after another. Just keep going in the right direction, and we'll get to where we need to be. I'm gonna play something a little different on the end now, because I'm like, you know what? The vibe is off, man, and this is the DMV. And I was a kid to get Senate and to get my vibe, because I didn't grow up in I didn't grow up. School was a little violence in my school, not a lot. But one thing I definitely got me through school was listening to go-go. We used to go, and I just realized I was older, I was growing up. We used to actually listen to live music. We used to go to go-go every weekend to see a band. I was actually in a go-go band. I'm not gonna tell you what instrument I played, but I was in a go-go band in my high school. But that was everything, and that just it just really centered me. I'm gonna play a little bit, and I'm gonna be gone. And I don't know when I'll be back, and I don't know what I'm gonna write about yet, but we'll figure it out. So my essay I wrote about was where's the evidence of all this voter fraud? Where's the evidence? Where's the evidence? That's all I want to know. If you can show me the evidence, I'm definitely behind you doing something to make sure that our elections are fair. But I need you to understand that you cannot screw people around and think they're going to vote for you. Your ratings cannot be below 50% in every category and think you can win an election. This doesn't work that way, bro. All right, hopefully this is the right one. All right, yeah. See, this is the Backyard Band. It's the automatic slide, my friend. And now we want to get back. Let me turn it down a little bit. We want to get back to like going out and having a good time. We want to get past this, but we gotta be brave and strong, and we gotta be focused, and we cannot move in fear. All right, y'all. I'm out. Have a good one. I'll see you again when I see you again.
That's it.